Hey guys, what's up? It's Aaliyah and I am back for another review for Mayans MC. This is episode 6, Gato. So, like I did with last week's review, I'm going to break it down into 4 parts because they were 4 different stories. So, we're going to start with the Mayans portion because they were the shortest story out of the whole episode. So it starts with Hank. Hank tells Bishop that Taz and Riz are in Vegas. The deal with the Chinese is good. Okay, the Chinese have their product. And Bishop tells Hank that they're going to keep an eye out on Coco and Angel for a couple more weeks just to make sure, you know. And to prove to Alvarez that there are no rats within the club, but truth be told, there are, 4 rats in the club. So that was the Mayans portion. Now we're gonna go to Pops and Diego. Now, Pops, he wakes up, he kisses the mother's urn, telling her good morning, and then he opens his door. Well, he sees out the door, Diego is on his porch drinking. I'm like, homie, you just can't be popping up on people's porches, that you get shot up. But Pops gave him a pass, okay? And so Diego, he's an emotional wreck. He told Pops that he took his wife and his children up north to be with the mother sister, so they're safe. And Diego asked Pops, so were you for real about, saying that you were gonna hurt, my family? Pops didn't give him a yes or no answer, which kind of made, Glinda a little upset. Which made Diego a little upset. And so Diego asked Pops about, was the birth certificate real? Was everything else good? Pops was like, yeah. Pops told him that Emily isn't gonna turn. Okay, Emily's not gonna do that. And Galinda was like, well, his boss, they need leverage. Okay, they need something fast because it's above his pay grade. Okay, so they need leverage on Galindo. And then Pops, like I said, he tells him that Emily's not gonna turn. I don't know why he thought Ezekiel was gonna do that, but he's not gonna make Emily turn. And so we see Pops, he's showing Diego pictures, of his past jobs. And Diego talks about how basically he was trying so hard to impress his father, because his father, became an alcoholic. And it's like he was a star athlete. He got this, athletic scholarship. He went to law school. Then he became a federal agent. So like he was trying really hard to impress his father throughout his childhood. And Pop said something that really stuck to me, and I really like what he said. He said his wins shines light on his losses. And I felt like that was a really, really deep quote, and I really felt that. I felt that in my spirit. That was a really nice quote that he said. And then when Diego was explaining his story, about all the things he did, he was like, is that the same thing that happened with Ezekiel? Ezekiel was the star. He was the golden child. And then everything just turned left. And then towards the end of the episode, we see Diego fall asleep in Pops' house. So we see that their relationship is, growing, but of course it's business as usual. Okay, they still have a deal with Ezekiel that needs to follow through. Okay, so that was Diego and Pops' storyline. So now we're going to get into the big stories of the episode. So the Galindo cartel. So we see Emily. She's looking through the properties of Galindo's. Because like I said in the last review, he's looking at these properties to build schools, to bring up the revenue that's happening in Santa Padre. And she said that the mayor had to bend a lot of rules to get this stuff happening. And that's what the mayor said in the last week episode when she was talking to Bishop. She bent a lot of rules to try to, make Galindo happy. And if stuff doesn't fall through, it's going to be on her. That's what Emily says. Like, if Galindo backs out of the project, the mayor's screwed. But then Galindo was like, well, that's not going to happen because I employ 20% of Santo Padre. So nothing's going to really happen. So then we see Dita. Now I forgot to mention this. I say, Diego, he was on Power on Stars, and I forgot to mention that Devontae, I think Devontae played on Lethal Weapon. It's a show on Fox. He played, I think, the mayor, either the mayor or the chief of everybody. Not sure. But Devontae, he played on Lethal Weapon on Fox. And then Dita. Now, for all my 90s and, early 2000 kids, there was this show back in the day called Brothers Garcia. And it was a show, focusing on, a Mexican American family. It came out in like early 2000s. I loved that show. I loved Brothers Garcia's. Dita, who is Galindo's mom, she played the mom on Brothers Garcia. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like every time I see her, I just say Brothers Garcia because I love that show and I loved her character. But I think that Dita, she's a little iffy on Emily because Emily is so like forward within this, basically what she is. Okay, she's a drug wife. She's a cartel leader's wife. And cartel leaders, wives, they're not supposed to do anything but just sit and take care of the kids. That's what Dita has instilled in her mind. But Emily, she's like all here for it. She wants to know everything what's going on. And Dita kind of feels like a little iffy around Emily because she's doing things that she's really not supposed to technically not be doing as a, cartel wife. Okay, she's in the business way too deep. Okay, and so HOS, Cornrows, he tells Galindo and Devontae that the little boy gave them the coordinates of where the rebels are going to be at. And while he's telling them what's going on, Dita tells Galindo that Adelita is on the phone. So Adelita tells Galindo that they want $1 million transferred into their account. Once they see that the $1 million is in the account, she will tell him where the baby's at. That's the plan. And so, the family, Devontae, Dita, and Emily, and Galindo, they get to the border. Galindo crosses the border, and he's just sitting. Poor Galindo, he's just sitting. He's waiting for Adelita to give him a call and tell him, where the baby's at. So he gets a phone call from Adelita. She tells him that the baby is in a blue car. He gets the blue car and the baby is there crying, and Galindo's happy. You can see in his face that he is happy that he has his baby boy. Okay, so he tries to take the little boy, get him back into the States, but he gets detained. He has to go to the right. And so they get into like the little detainment station, and the cop asks, Galindo to, hand us over the blanket. So Galindo hands over the blanket. The cop cuts the blanket open. It's heroin or cocaine. It's one of the two. Maybe it's heroin because they talk about heroin a lot on the show. So it's probably heroin. He takes the heroin, he looks at it, and Galindo is detained. He is detained at the end of the episode. He's sitting there, he's sweating and shit. I'm like, can you get this dude a towel? He just, pat him a little bit on, little dad, pat, he's sweating. You gotta calm him down. But he's detained until further notice. But then, we see HOS and Cornrows and the crew. They rolling in deep to where the little boy told him where they were gonna be at. So we see Adelita And the rebels, they up top, in the rooftop, to where they can see HOS and his crew members roll up to the warehouse. And so Adelita asked Andreas, do you know who these guys are? These are Galindo's men. Okay? She tells Andreas that he gave them the coordinates to where they were going to be at. Okay? And then the two people who were burnt and like the town square of Santa Madre, it was the taco man and his boy. Because y'all remember earlier when they were recording that video, they heard like a little taco music, taco truck music. Y'all remember that? And the man and the son, they got burnt and cut up. Well, the daddy got burnt with grease. Y'all remember that? Those were the bodies that were burnt in the town square. And so she told the little boy that your parents didn't die, that it was the taco man and his son that died. And the little girl in a pink hoodie, she said that you lied to me, I trusted you. And she pushed little boy off the roof. He ended up dying. I said, see, little boy, you was being a little, you wasn't being sneaky, all right? It was like too obvious that he was looking around and snooping. You can't be obvious when you're doing some stuff like that. You gotta be sneaky, okay? So he wasn't doing his job. He was slacking, so little boy had to die. Boom. I thought it was gonna last longer than that. I didn't know he was gonna die in like the 6th episode, but he died. Little boy died, okay? And so that's the Galindo cartel story. Now we're going to get into the 4 amigos. Well, minus 1 because Gil was not in this episode. So in the beginning of the episode, we see Adelita and Pablo. They're listing names and they're listing the numbers of something. Okay, she's saying, I think it's like bank accounts. That's what I'm thinking, because Pablo was saying like 100,000, 25, 125,000, 3 million. He was like listing these numbers. So I'm thinking that is people's bank account. Okay. And we see Coco, Angel, and Ezekiel. They're rolling up to meet Adelita, and they have half of the money that Cole was moving. So Cole still has to move the other half of the 6 keys. And so Ezekiel, he questions Angel, asking why Adelita doesn't tell him a lot of things. So that's stuck in Angel's mind. So then Adelita write down, the coordinates on a piece of paper. 19.38.07-99.213.44. She writes that on the piece of paper. And we see Angel and Adelita. Angel wants to talk to her one-on-one. And so he basically asks her that, he basically tells her that she needs to trust him, that he needs to know what's going on. Okay, he wants to know the plan. He wants to know her real name. He wants to know everything about what's going on, because if he does not know, then everybody is fucked. And so he says soup and nuts. I'm with Adelita. Soup and nuts. What is soup and nuts? Like, what does that mean? He said it's a saying. I'm like, what saying is that? That's not an African American saying. That must be a Latino saying, because I've never heard of soup and nuts. Like, I was like, what? I was like, Adelita, like, soup and nuts. Like, what? I'm confused. But she proceeds to tell him her real name, and that she says that she has thousands of people counting on her. There are thousands of people who are counting on her to take down the Galindo cartel. And then we see the rebels. They go to the market, and the little boy, he says, okay, I gotta go to the restroom. Okay, so he sees a payphone. As they were walking into the market, the little boy sees a payphone, and that's when he says, I gotta go to the bathroom. So he goes to the bathroom, and he calls HOS, and he gives them the coordinates of where they're going to be at. That's what I said in the Galindo cartel segment, where the little boy dies. And so we see Adelita hand over some cash to one of her allies in the market. They were talking about mole or whatever. And so we see the MC, Angel, Coco, and Ezekiel. They head back to HQ. And Chucky tells Coco that there's a young woman looking for him. And so he says that it's family. And it's Leticia. And Coco tells the guys that that's his daughter. And so Bishop wants Angel to ride with him, and then Hank wants Coco to go with him to this copper bidding war that's happening somewhere. So they split Coco and Angel up. And so Coco tells Ezekiel to watch Leticia. And so Leticia tells Ezekiel that there's a problem. So she lifts up her shirt and there's bruises on her neck and on her stomach. He asks her, how did this happen? She opens up the trunk of the car and it's a dead body. It's the truck driver who she ran off with when she found out that Coco was her father. She stabbed him in the neck, and she says like they spent a couple of nights together and that she was trying to get something to eat and stuff turned left. And so she tells him that his body is at, well, not his body, his truck is at the rest stop. So they pull up at the truck stop, and as she's telling Ezekiel something, there's a car that's pulling up, and there's this like little sticker that's on the back of the car that says Wildcats. He gets a flashback 8 years earlier, and he pulls up to the butcher shop, and a car is pulling out, fast. And so he gets into the butcher shop because the door's open, and his mom is, laying face down and blood's pouring out. So somebody, killed his mom, and it had the Wildcat sticker. So we found out that somebody killed his parents, killed his mom. But who? They must have been Wildcat. Okay. And so Ezekiel, he tries to get the keys in the truck, and we see these two guys walk up, and they start questioning Ezekiel, and then they just start fighting, and then Leticia out of nowhere stabs one of them on the shoulder with a screwdriver. Okay, she helped Ezekiel. And so Ezekiel calls Angel and tells him what's going on. They meet up, and Ezekiel gives Angel a rundown of what happened. And basically they split up. Angel let Leticia ride with him, and then Ezekiel drives the car. Well, as they're driving, a cop drives past Angel and Leticia and is trying to pull over Ezekiel because the car was stolen. I was wondering that how the hell did she drive the car, because I'm pretty sure she's young, she don't got her license, so she probably hotwired that bitch. No, she stole the car from the grandma. And so what happened is that Ezekiel stopped for a minute, and then out of nowhere he just started driving. It's Fast and Furious, okay? And Ezekiel dodging the cops and driving in dirt, and then he goes to like this crop field, and he gets out of the car. He puts a water hose in the car, and then he just hides out in the field somewhere until the cops die down. And so Ezekiel and Angel, they meet up with Coco. They tell Coco what's going on, and then Coco tells him that he tells them about why his family is so fucked up. And so we see Coco and Leticia, they have a heart-to-heart moment, and he tells her that he has 2 other kids with 2 different baby mamas, and he is not in any of their lives. I said, why are we living up to the stereotype? Come on, Kurt Sutter. Why are we living up to the stereotype? Okay, I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of Latinos that take care of their kids, that are in their kids' life. Why are we living up to the stereotype? Okay, he has 3 kids, 3 different mamas, 3 different baby mamas, and he is not in his kid's life. Why are we stereotyping? Come on now. Why are we stereotyping? So then, um, oh yeah, before him and Leticia have a heart to heart, he tells Chucky, don't tell the MC what's going on. Okay, keep this between them. Okay, so then him and Leticia have the heart to heart. So as Coco leaves, Bishop and Hank walk in, and they start pressuring Chucky to tell them who was that girl that Coco was riding with. Was it Adelita? Chucky says, I don't know. I'm like, Chucky, shut up. Just shut your mouth, Chucky. Shut up. Don't say anything because you already got stuff twisted, okay? Shut up. But he said he's not going to say anything because Coco is family. And he hopes that one day he can be a part of this thing called family. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Leave him alone. Leave Chucky alone. Leave him alone. Shut up. Leave him alone. So then Ezekiel, he's hiding in the bathroom, so he heard everything about what's going on. What happened. So then Ezekiel tell Angel what he overheard with Hank, Bishop, and Coco. And Easy tells Angel that they think that Coco is the mole. Now, technically, he is the mole because he did tell Adelita and Gil and Angel, they did tell Adelita when the shit was happening in the first episode. So he's technically the mole, but he's not the one that put everything together. He's not a part of the club within the club. It's Angel. Now, Angel, if Coco gets killed, I am going to jump through that TV screen and I'm going to beat your ass. Because if Coco gets killed because of you, I'm going to fuck you up. I will jump through that TV screen and I will kill you. Angel, he better not die. Coco better not die, okay? He better not die. Okay. So then we see Coco and Leticia. They're doing a night drive. It's cute. So then we see Ezekiel. He's closing up the shop. And then we see this, scurvy weirdo dude outside in front of the shop, and he asks Ezekiel, it's a lovely night, isn't it? And just weirdo. And then he picks up the cat and he asks the cat, what is happening behind these closed doors? So who is this scurvy motherfucker and what the hell he gonna do? So y'all, that was the episode. That was episode of Mayans MC. I thought it was a really good episode. So tell me what you guys think. Comment and subscribe. Let's chat, y'all. What y'all like about this season so far? What are your thoughts? What's gonna happen? Let's interact. Let's chat with one another. And let's make us some predictions of what's gonna happen in the rest of the season, okay? So I am happy. I am really proud of myself. I got this episode to you guys, the day after episode air. I'm really proud of myself. I hope I can live up to this. We will see. But yeah, comment below, subscribe, and I will see you guys next week. Peace. Mwah. Bye.